Isaac, Jacob,
David, all
David, every single one had a purpose and a plan.
Yep.
But they're not the Savior.
No.
What?
No.
True.
You're right, Ron.
Mary was his mother, and she was favored highly
Yep.
above all women,
You're right.
but she's not the Savior.
Right.
I'm not praying to Mary.
Right.
That's right.
John the Baptist.
John the Baptist, Jesus said, no greater man ever born of a woman
Yep. You're right.
than John the Baptist. John the Baptist wasn't the one.
No. No.
Jesus is the only one.
Why?
He is the Messiah.
The only way.
You're right.
God gave, in the Old Testament, God gave Moses the law. And Moses brought it down off the mount to man. God showed favor to Moses
You're right.
because Moses obeyed him.
You're right.
Moses did what he was supposed to do.
You're right.
As of Elijah, Elijah was a great prophet. God did mighty works through Elijah,
You're right, Ron.
but they wasn't a Savior.
No.
They spoke about the Messiah, the Savior
Right.
coming.
Yep. Sure did.
They prophesied about the Messiah coming,
Yep.
but they wasn't the Messiah.
So Moses represented the law.
Yes, he
Elijah
did.
represented the prophets.
Come
Right.
on, buddy.
And what God said was, hey, you're missing the point here. The law and the prophets are fine, but they foretold of what he is, so you ought
Right.
to listen to him.
You're right.
He's the main reason.
You're right, Gary. Come on.
God said he once spoke through the prophets and the fathers, but no longer. He does all his speaking through Jesus.
Yeah.
Here you
You're right.
Hebrews 1 said, God who at sundry times and in divers manners did speak in past times unto the fathers and by the prophets,
You're right.
hath in these days spoken unto us by his Son,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
whom he has appointed heir of all
Oh,
things,
yeah. Come on, Ron.
and who has he made,
Thank you, Lord.
whom also he made the worlds.
Yeah.
God set him above the angels,
Sure he
Yeah.
did. That's
Sure
right.
did.
set him above everything. And when he returns the next time,
Come on, Ron.
he returned in full glory and full power.
Wow.
Yes.
You're right. He won't cut me.
He will judge according to every man's works,
Judge righteously. You're right.
and he will judge righteously, and it will be the final judgment, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Sure will.
He's the final say. Yeah.
And so when he said, hear him, the disciples heard it, and they fell on their face, and they were so afraid.
Yeah.
Jesus came and touched them and said, arise,
Oh, yes.
Oh,
be
yeah.
not afraid.
Yeah.
And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Jesus only.
Yeah.
No more about the law, Gary.
No, sir.
No more about the prophets.
Nope. It's all about him.
All about Jesus.
Amen. Yeah.
And when they was coming down off the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead.
Yeah. Amen.
He hadn't completed his job yet, Gary.
No. No.
Right.
He was strengthening them. He was building them up. He was preparing them.
Yeah.
They got to see a little taste of it, a little
Oh, yeah.
foreshadowing of it,
Right.
Right.
but it wouldn't all come in place until he did his job.
You're right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't all happen until he actually died on the cross
Right.
and shed his blood
Come on, Ronnie. You're right.
Then you
for you and I.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was his job was completed.
You're right.
And when he ascended into heaven, he sits today on the right hand of the
Oh, yes.
throne of God.
Right.
Amen.
He holds all power
Right.
You're right.
in the depths of hell, Richard,
Yeah.
on this earth,
You're
and in
right.
heaven.
You're right.
He holds all the power. But it wasn't done at that time, so he said, don't tell nobody about the vision.
Right.
And then Jesus, then the disciples asked, says, then why does the scribes say that Elias must come? See, the scribes was the people who kept all this Bible intact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Many a page of this Bible was wrote on skins back in those days,
You're right.
and they deteriorated.
Yeah.
And they had people, men had to sit down and keep
You're right, Ross.
rewriting this, re-recording this, so you and I would have it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the scribe's job.
Uh-huh.
They know through the ages.
And you, if you read the Bible, you young converts, and they talk about scribes, that's what the scribe's job was. They recorded and kept everything wrote.
Right.
And they talked about the Pharisees. The Pharisees was the leaders of the church, and they kept all the traditions down
You're right.
Yeah.
that God laid down to the Leviticus priesthood about how the sacrifices should be and how they should do this and how they should do that. And the Pharisees overseen that.
Yep.
And that was their job.
You're right.
Jesus said, but I say unto you, Elias is come already.
Right.
And they knew him not.
Yeah.
But they had done to him whatsoever they listed. Not only him, but likewise, they're going to do to me, likewise also, the Son of Man suffer them.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
And they knew, the disciples knew they was talking about John the Baptist.
Right.
It's so amazing that these men, from generation to generation to generation, knew the Bible,
Yep.
knew the words of God better than any other person on earth. And they was blinded
Yes, sir.
by the fact that Jesus didn't come to set this
That's right.
Right. Yep.
priesthood up.
You're right, Ronnie. Yep.
They wanted someone that they could physically touch, they could physically hear, and they had it right in front of him, but he wasn't doing what they thought he ought to be doing.
It's real selfish.
They thought he was going to come and be a mighty king
Yep.
on earth,
Yep. You're right.
as a David.
Physical. Yeah.
They
Yep.
wanted a physical king. They wanted a great
Yes, sir.
tabernacle, a great church. They
Yeah.
wanted another Solomon's temple
Yeah.
built for him.
You're right.
And they wanted to be the ones
One of the name.
Yeah.
to sit in there
Oh,
with
yeah.
him
Oversee it.
Yeah.
and oversee it and run it.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted.
You're right.
But that wasn't God's plan.
Nope.
Something they
The
could-
Bible said without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sin. God had to shed his blood. Jesus had to shed his blood.
You're right.
And I was thinking as I read and studied this lesson about how awesome it would have been to watch Jesus
Yeah. Come
being
on, Ronnie.
transfigured.
You're right.
How his face shined like the sun,
Son, yeah.
and his clothes sparkled and glistened. And I thought as I read this, God has no respect for persons.
Nope. Nope.
You and I, we're going to get to see that,
Yeah.
Lord.
Amen.
You and I are going to be transformed one of these days.
We
Amen.
like it.
Thank you, Lord.
We're going to be in his likeness.
More shine.
Amen.
1 Corinthians says, chapter 15, starting at verse 51, Behold, I'll show you a mystery.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
come on, Ron.
We shall not all sleep,
Yeah.
but we shall be changed.
Yes.